Welcome to the Pirates of Drinax. We will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys are on the surface of the planet Thebus. They have found Ftahteas's crashed light trader after his ship was shot down by um, the Greenwater movement is claiming um, they're claiming ownership of that. They're rather proud of the fact that they shot down a ship with a shoulder-mounted RPG,
Yeah.
and you know how those guys are. And so the party has been hired by
Stinger Mark 52.
yes.
Yeah.
The travelers have been hired since they have a bit of a bit of time on their hands, waiting for the principal profiteer to make its appearance. They have been hired by his father, Fatatwa, because basically, Fatakwa went and ran his mouth to all the other Aslan lords about all the great things that his son is going to do in going out and gathering land for himself and bringing honor to the family, and then he goes and gets shot down, and so he can't really. On the one hand, he can't really ask for fellow help from other Aslan clan members or even other prides because that would be admitting that would put him in a bad light. And at the same time, he hired you guys, and he said, keep it on the down low. This is supposed to be discreet, and because of that, you guys are so far. That's well, you're kind of doing a good job. Ting's Ting had done an advertisement trying to get basically he's targeting like imperial nobles, higher ups, because they know that there is a small flotilla of imperial ships, basically a trade convoy, guarding a mega freighter that has come in and is currently docked at the high port. And so he has kind of put out this ad that is trying to draw their attention for reasons. And so that has kind of drawn attention away from what you guys are actually doing on the surface. Or maybe it's put a little bit of attention on you, but it's in a different direction than what some may think. So
It's an excellent cover.
it is a pretty good cover story. So before we get started, we would like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They are just products that we really like. Tonight we would like to thank Dogmight Games. Dogmight Games makes beautiful wooden tabletop accessories for your games, such as custom wooden DM screens, dice trays, dice towers. They have this really cool thing called the Player Vault, which kind of incorporates many of those concepts all into one piece. And like I said, all of those items are customizable. If you order a customized piece, it'll usually ship in about 6 to 8 weeks. If you are in a hurry, like it's a gift idea, or you just don't have any ideas, they do have several items that they keep in stock so check their inventory, in stock inventory. And those items usually ship in 1 to 2 business days from time of purchase. And so we have a 10% discount code good for everything on their website. Just go ahead and put whatever you want to purchase into your cart, and then use the code FRIEND in all capital letters, and that will get you a 10% discount. If you are a fan of the channel, we do have a merch store. And actually, I wanted to say thank you. We just sold a one of the beer steins, and so I don't know who bought it, but whoever purchased it, was that you?
No, I didn't do it. I was
Oh.
just cheering them on.
Yeah,
That's
no,
all.
yeah, no. Hope
Yeah.
you enjoy your beer stein, and thank you.
I'll put on
You're
festive
welcome.
colors.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, we've got beer steins, we got T-shirts, we got buttons. All 100% of the proceeds from that store go directly back into the channel, which helps us pay for subscriptions and all the little nitpicky things that allow us to do what we do. And so, if you want to help us out, go get yourself a T-shirt and a button or a beer stein, and we appreciate you.
Yep, I'm looking forward to my Scotch coffee.
Yes, that stein makes an awesome that's probably my favorite coffee mug, because it's basically like my coffee mugs are usually pretty big, but it's about two coffee mugs and worth of coffee, and yeah,
That's almost like that means I only have to have 2 steins full.
right, exactly, yeah, right. Yeah, about 2 steins, and that means my wife only is going to end up getting 1 cup of coffee in the morning, so I'm not usually allowed to do that. But, give me 1 second. I'm going to go turn on the AC.
I don't have that problem anymore. Haven't for 20 years.
Well, there you go.
We just make another pot if it comes down to it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
all.
just pour more water in it.
I make a fresh pot. I mean, it's what you put a filter, ground some water in there, and you push fucking brew. It's easy. Yeah.
I don't even have to press brew. I just plug it in.
I have a
Right.
huge thing in my fridge. We make
My
cold
ex-wife
brew,
convinced me
like,
that I should
Oh, yeah.
unplug all my appliances from the kitchen when
I
I'm not
like
using
cold
it.
brew.
I don't.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I drink more cold brew in the winter and in the hot in the summer. I don't know why. But
I heard that's true with ice cream too. Like people eat more of it in winter.
yeah, that's weird. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, snow ice cream is good if you've ever churned
No,
that out. But yeah, wow, that's really a cool experience.
It's all
But that was
around
when I
here.
was
It's
a
all
kid.
gray or yellow.
I might have to write that down because I have to come up with nature-based activities.
Oh, making
So
snow is cool, and there's lots of little do-it-yourself kits that are not that expensive that you can get. You can get one of the hand crank jobs where you just add ice to the and turn it to make that's always something to get kids to do. They, especially little boys, they like to move their hands in circular motions. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So you guys started to follow these tracks and the blood trail, kind of figuring that you would come back to the light trader after you have successfully found Ftahteas. Is that still your guys' plan, or?
I believe so.
All right.
Yeah, and hopefully my friends from the hunting party will still be there when we come back because I sabotaged their air rafts.
Yeah, that is a very good possibility. So you guys,
Do we want to leave half the Marines back with the ship?
We
sure.
should. We don't. There's no reason to take all the Marines with us, is there?
No,
I mean, we have
we're badass.
vehicles.
yeah, you
Yeah,
what 16 Marines?
yeah.
We could send that
Hopefully
back to the
they're
ship, and
watching our.
if our poor innocent rich people need help, there's somebody to protect them.
So
I think
the G bike might be doable, but it is going to be a dangerous proposition for the G bike. The Gravcopter is going to have a problem. So this jungle foliage, because of how the nature of Thebus is, the foliage is few and far between, and the foliage that does grow in these few jungle areas is not tall like what we're used to on Earth. It's actually relatively short, It is dense, but it is short. So the gravcopter, because of it's not going to make it through the undergrowth. And the grav bikes, because they're fairly quick. So one wrong move and you're going to plow into a large tree.
Why don't we have our Marines take all our vehicles and shit back to the ship, so these dumbass tour guides and nobles don't try to take our shit or commandeer our shit, and and just have the Osiris and all the people there on call. I mean, if we need something, we'll say something. If not,
So you had.
Well, they could make a landing
if any
zone
of
with.
these guys,
They could use the 30 cal. I mean, a
if any-
30 millimeter to make a landing zone.
So on the Dragon Flyer, you had 16 Marines, but I don't think that was all your Marines. I think
we got 24 total on the Osiris
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
roster.
at. Marine? No, there's only 12 Marines on the Osiris.
So then that's all we got.
So then, yeah, you had all of your Marines. I thought there was more than that, but so yeah, you had all your Marines.
Yeah. That's what I think. I think we should just send all our vehicles and everything back to the Osiris, and if we need them to come out and get us, we'll let them know. Is that cool with everybody? I mean, we don't need to endanger them, I guess. Or we can have them working on the ship. Maybe have the engineers from the Osiris go look at that ship, send some Marines to keep watch over them.
You could do that too, because you do have some additional. Here, and I'll tell you exactly how many you've got. You've got ships of reach. Right. Yeah, you've got two additional. You've got two additional engineers on the Osiris that basically, work as maintenance techs under Keith. So you could send them over to the Light Trader if you wanted to do so.
Along with a Sandalian Deathbot to watch over them?
Yeah, I mean, you could send the
and four Marines.
How long is it going to take us to rescue stuff? Because, sending them all out.
About
and
3 weeks game time.
if we're gonna end up going back today, then we might as well just all go together. I think.
Well, I mean, you could leave 6 Marines on a death bot with the 2 engineers as they go over the Light Trader, and you could take 6 Marines with you if that's what you wanted to do.
And then we leave a death bot there with all our vehicles and everything on the Osiris.
You could do that too.
Yeah.
Wait, are we sending the ship away and then they have to come pick us up again?
No,
we're just leaving the ship landed. We're just wanting. I think we should leave some people to watch over our ship. And,
yeah.
And I mean, we're all in fucking combat armor, so I mean, you
guys are in battle dress. Your Marines are in combat armor.
Right.
Yeah. Well, let's leave the Marines with the ship. That should be fine.
Yeah. So we're going to split the Marines with either watching the Osiris itself. We're going to relocate the grav bike and the Dragonfly to the Osiris there.
Okay.
And then we're going to send a Deathbot and what did we say? 6 Marines with 2 engineers to the Aslan ship. Try to assess that situation and get it rolling.
Okay, so yeah, they can at least get inside and get a better idea of, what it's going to take to get this thing airborne again, assuming that that's a possibility.
Correct.
So, you guys take off on foot through this thick foliage. And like I said, the 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 jungle canopy is low. It's maybe the ceiling of the tallest tree is maybe 20 feet, but it is very densely packed in these smaller areas. So I mean, this jungle, it's not like it's not like the Amazon or something that you would expect in like South America, where some of these trees go up hundreds of feet and it's very dense. It doesn't take up that much landscape. These jungles are kind of uh, very localized. Most of Thebus is like a scrubby grassland, and then there are these pop up. I guess you could call them forests, but it's really more like a jungle. There's rubbery type plants, and as soon as you get in, you guys are in battle dress, so it doesn't really affect you. But your heads up displays are reading that there is a significant increase in humidity and temperature under this canopy. And as you're moving through this foliage, every once in a while, under this 20 feet above you, you can see occasionally the sky poking through. But every once in a while, there's like a cloud burst, and rain just starts falling from 20 feet, and the entire area gets wet, and then after a little bit, there's steam coming up, and the whole area, the humidity goes up again. And so,
Our poor Marines are going to be Marines.
yes, who's making the survival check?
Who has survival?
It's survival plus what?
Survival plus intellect.
I'm plus 2.
I have survival 0, and then
I have 0 and a +2 on intellect, so
I have a plus 1 on survival and a 0 on intellect.
Yeah, so I guess it's Captain Death.
Not good. I got 6. Anyone else can try and survive, right? Does it have to just be one person?
Yeah, the other guys can make a check as well.
Please do. Shit.
I get a 5.
Come on,
I got an
Keith.
8. 8.
Okay.
He's got a 6 too. So shit.
So, Ting actually, so this cloudburst comes down and kind of course, because everything gets it rains for maybe 5-10 minutes, but it rains hard, and so the tracks that you're following, that whole area turns into mud, and the blood trail washes away. But Ting is able to keep you guys on track.
Thank you, Ting.
Oh, anytime. It's
Really? Okay.
I can be a Brit tonight.
well.
As long as I'm not a commie for mommy.
I thought that I had already taken care of it.
Oh well, okay.
But I guess I did not.
Are we getting a random encounter or an encounter, or is that what we're doing?
Something like that, yeah.
Something happening?
Yeah, something's about to happen, but
Oh.
evidently I did not think ahead as far as I thought I did. That's better. Everybody can make a recon plus intellect check.
10.
Ooh.
11.
11.
All right, so King got it. Gregor got it. What about Keith and Beth?
That's got 8 and you said 10.
Okay,
We all got it.
you all got it.
Yeah.
Oh, not 8, 5. So, you guys notice that there is a male Thebun Lion creeping up on you. But you also notice, or maybe you do not, let's see here, so 1. Yeah, you also notice that there is a group of other creatures approaching from the opposite direction that are kind of coming towards this lion, and the lion appears to be stalking you guys. Everybody roll initiative.
It's 2D plus dex.
2D plus dex or intellect, your choice.
11.
Nice.
Oh, it's plus dex, and I've got more dex than usual, so I got a 10.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about your modified dex from your battle draft.
Oh, do I have a modified dex for my suit? That means I got a 13.
Nice. That's even better. Did Beth and Keith calculate their battle dress? Dex?
No, I didn't add any battle dress.
So I believe, let's see here.
You at least got a plus 4 to your dex.
Oh, okay. So that give me 2 more.
Find my index. Battle dress.
Sometimes you get like
38.
6.
So,
that's 6. So that's crazy.
so what kind of battle dress is Keith wearing? Is it just basic?
15.
What's his protection?
26.
Yeah. And he's got a million mods and all kinds of neat shit.
Yeah, it's all written down magically.
He's got 20. Is it artillery battle dress?
It says anti-missile, light something, stealth, ion shielding, strength plus 4, dex plus 6.
Dex plus 6. There. He adds 6 to his dex and use that dice modifier.
That's like he's got like 23.
He'd have like 17 then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over his stats because
I thought that the way that it worked was that it added that number to your base, and then that affected your plus.
that is correct.
Plus to your roll.
So I'm not seeing anything that matches what you just read me. I've like improved has plus 25 protection, strength plus 6, dex plus 4. But I don't see anything that's dex plus 6.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to ask when he gets here. But
Yeah.
11's great. Anyway,
So
it won't let me like
so he
exit
has
the.
a what is his dex regularly?
It's 9 with the +1.
So that would give him a plus 3 to his dex.
It's not letting me like
So
enter the.
yeah. Oh, I know why. Because let me double check.
Okay, I think that's it then.
I did that in the wrong spot. Yeah. Weird. Yeah, it says that you have the ability. Huh.
It was letting me type it in, but then it was when I hit enter, it didn't do anything. Now it's fixed though. That was really strange.
Yeah. And then what is your bonus for Beth for Dex?
+4.
And what's your Dex regularly?
It is a 9. I usually use my intellect instead of my dex.
So this would give you a plus 3 to your Dex.
Okay.
I don't know if that's better than your intellect.
Yeah, it's one more. Okay, so.
Okay.
That's cool. It's something.
All right. Nope, that still puts you guys faster than the lion. And the other guy.
Can we see the line already?
I will reveal them in a moment. So you hear multiple somethings moving through the jungle, but you can't really see them yet. You see like movement through the brush, and that's about it. The lion, you are just starting to make out as it is poking its head through the bushes, and it is stalking you. So, Gregor, what do you want to do?
I am going to fire with my cartridge laser carbine.
Okay. Go for it.
Seven. I missed.
You missed.
So, but am I close or not?
So you were close. So this cartridge carbine, you stitch these plants, and a couple of branches fall down off of this rubbery type tree, and it completely reveals this Thebun lion. It is obviously a male, and it growls at you guys. What is Keith doing?
No, go ahead and shoot with his laser rifle. So 10.
That is a hit with a +2 to damage.
Okay, and it's 40. Mm, 14.
Nice. So Mr. Lion takes 6. Keith gets a pretty solid hit on this Thebun lion, but it is still rather aggro. Just a moment here. I rectify another problem. I'm glad some of these are pretty easy to work with. That's one thing about roll 20 versus using roll is that I've been doing it for so long that I know most of the quick ways of fixing something. And did that one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I thought I was doing so well. Come on now. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, so Keith stitches this thing with his laser rifle, and it is still coming ting. What would you like to do?
Well, I think I want to. How far is this thing?
Next door.
It has been
You can.
creeping up on you guys through the bushes. It is like 15 meters away.
Okay.
Fairly close.
Right, but it's still outside my being able to get to it and do too much to it. So, um, you know, maybe I should throw a. I'm going to throw a trank gas grenade at it.
Ooh. Okay.
Page 157, Central Supply Catalog.
Let's take a look. So, trank grenade. Where is it? There we go.
These to make a difficult 10 plus endurance tech or be unconscious.
Hmm. Okay. It makes a 10. It is not unconscious, but it does seem to be a little groggy.
I'll make my roll to throw,
But
just so that way we know how well I did. But I rocked the roll. I hit it in the face with it.
right.
Blah.
They get a 0. This may not go well. It does not. So your grenade goes off. What's the radius on this? It's got blast 9, so it goes out to 9 meters, and it starts releasing this trank gas, and from the brush, kind of coming from the other direction, some of this trank gas overflows that area, and you hear a couple of not as large as the lion, but some large creatures kind of stumble and crash to the ground.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. And I'll use my movement to kind of head that way, because I got to think my battle dress has its own breathing system. I should be immune to the trank grass grenade.
Right, yeah, you guys don't have to worry about it because you have your own breathing system.
Yeah.
What's your intellect? That ain't great. I got a 0. Holy shit. So that reveals that there was a party of 5 hunters. 3 of them are now unconscious.
That are lying.
The other 2 have jumped back and kind of directly revealed themselves. They are all equipped with laser rifles with a scope. So
they don't need a scope at 15 meters.
Well, right. That just means that they can shoot further than 100 meters with their weapon. So, Captain Beth, what would you like to do?
These are humans?
They are humans.
Ah.
I was hoping they were Aslan.
I'm gonna shoot them with the, let's see, what did we get that was the Sindalian heavy laser pistol?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I wrote down Sindalian heavy laser pistol.
Yeah, you can use your you could use your new laser pistol. Your sign of knighthood by blasting somebody in the face.
Blasting a lion. I have rolled so many freaking 4s today. So gun combat. No wait.
Gun combat plus gun combat energy plus your dex.
That's my dex. Oh, okay. That'd be 9. I don't know if
that's a hit with a +1.
Okay.
You're shooting at the lion, right?
Yeah, not the people. They're kind of fucked. So.
Yeah.
They don't know what kind of ride they might subject to be going in on.
Yeah. So 12 altogether.
Okay.
Well, they should thank us for not letting that lion get them.
Yeah. They were stalking the lion.
They're gonna be all pissed. Everybody keeps getting mad at us.
I don't think they'll be that mad. I think they'll be rather peaceful after it's all said and done.
After they wake up from a nice nap.
Yeah, that'll be a really good nap.
Naked.
All of your characters make a
naked tied to a tree.
So all of your characters make another recon plus intellect check.
Okay, let's not roll a 4 this time. Yeah. Another 4. Amazing.
I get a 5. I don't notice anything.
I got an 11. I might notice something.
So, Beth gets 8 altogether.
Okay, so Beth gets it.
Keith gets 9.
And Keith gets it. So, taking Beth and Keith, You know that 3 of these hunters got caught in the trank gas and failed their save and fell unconscious. You know there were 3 bodies that hit the ground, but when you look over into those bushes, you see 4.
All right.
So there's a conscious person then?
Well, you see three body. You know 3 people hit the ground, but when you look over into the bushes, you see 4 bodies.
Oh, well, we'll need to investigate this hard.
Okay, because
Yeah.
there's somebody that was either there before or is faking it or something.
I don't know. I bet a frag grenade will wake him up.
No, don't do that.
The Thebun
How
Lion.
about a plasma?
The
We could
Theban-
nudge him with a stick. That's another option.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'll just
I'm going to
shoot
head
him.
over there and talk to I'm going to head over there and poke at him.
The lion.
Oh, it might start eating one of them and stay in the. Does it have to roll that thing every round while it's in the trank gas
Well,
area?
it's going to move out of the gas,
Uh,
but I need to look up what heightened senses does. Encounters traits. Heightened senses. Animal has better hearing and sense of smell than humans. It receives a +1 to recon and survival checks. Okay. So, okay. Well, I guess I'm going to make survival check. Yeah, so the lion is smart enough that it now can see that I mean, it's been shot a couple times. It does not have advantage here, and it is outnumbered. And so the lion is going to take off and bolt 30 meters off into the brush. And you guys can still see it 30 meters away. It's not doing very well at staying hidden. However, one of the hunters that is one of the 2 hunters that is still standing where is his +2 to that? Or no. Oh. It's a +3 to that. Okay. And that's not good for the hunter.
What happened to the hunter?
It got hit by a fucking lion, I guess.
For 9 points. And that means one of the hunters, you see something large bipedal in like a blur of speed leaps out of the brush and swipes at one of the hunters and basically opens up their abdomen and then leaps back into the brush.
Somebody's good.
But he doesn't. When he leaps into the brush, he tucks and rolls, and you see that it is a male Aslan wearing a compressor mask, and he's
hungry. They don't normally eat humans.
Or something.
He's defending himself against everybody.
Hopefully this is the guy we're looking for.
So, Gregor, what would you like to do? So you have these 2 hunters. There are 3 hunters that are unconscious. There is a 4th body you haven't investigated yet. and you've got these two hunters that are up. One of them, their abdomen has been opened up. They are bleeding quite profusely through their shirt, and um, and now there is a male Aslan who is clearly pissed off.
Is there Captain Beth is our medic, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Throw stun grenades.
That worked.
I have some.
Yeah, throw,
What would that do?
that
Let's
would
send
lay
the
them
Aslan.
down, and we just sort the people. Just it lays everybody down, and then we just sort it out.
I throw a stun grenade
All
at the
right.
really angry Aslan.
Go ahead and make that would be a athletics dexterity check.
Like go
If you
non-lethal.
don't have athletics dexterity,
Yeah.
it would just be 2d plus your dex.
8.
We're not really in
That
danger.
you drop it
more.
right at their feet. So it has the
Yeah.
stun. What does that say? Stun grenades, powerful pulse of energy, usually in the form of light and or sound that incapacitate targets rather than killing them. Okay.
If all their endurance goes away, it puts them down. This was my understanding. You hit a motherfucker with it,
Yeah, I think
and
that
then you
I
roll the
think that is
dice.
correct. Go ahead and roll 3d. And
Yeah,
that
so
has
this-
a blast 9. So
Yeah.
10.
okay.
Not too many of them have endurance more than 10.
Oh, he's wearing a Wua leather armor, which gives him protection 1, so he only takes 9. He's still standing, but
Wow.
the hunters, both of them, just drop. Like they look like somebody just came up and smacked him in the back of the head. They are unconscious, laid out.
Good.
Yeah.
And the wounded guy, I assume he's out.
No, he's
Nothing he can do.
oh the wounded hunter. Yeah, he's unconscious. They went down like you just hit him with a taser.
Yeah,
So
it just hit.
the only one up is the Aslan.
Correct.
Yeah, and his endurance has been at least dented. So, I mean,
Wait, I
in
don't have
theory.
like anything on me.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's wobbly.
am I the only me, Gregor, and I, the violent ones, are the only ones that have non-lethal shit?
Oh, Keith's got a stun grenade. Okay.
Oh hell yeah!
What would Keith like to do? Didn't Keith?
I
I
have-
thought Keith bought a
I
stunner.
now also have a stunner.
I thought Keith also
but
bought
I
a
can't
stunner, but I
stun
might be
all
wrong.
of them.
Let's see. Officer sword, laser pistol, machine gun, breaching gun, advanced combat rifle, monkey knife, laser rifle, woodpecker.
He's walking around like fucking Rambo.
This is everything available to him. I don't know how
Right.
much he carries on his
I know a
person.
lot of that gets left on the ship.
So what do I roll to throw a stun grenade?
So it would be athletics dexterity. If you don't have athletics dexterity, it is just 2d plus your dex modifier.
Okay, he's got it.
Don't forget your combat armor
Yeah.
or battle dress.
That's true. His
modifier.
battle dress. So he gets a +3 to dex. So
So it's 10 altogether.
okay. So that is an additional +2. So
Oh, I forgot about my battle dress. Okay.
roll 3d plus 2.
Look at us being all
10.
non-lethal.
Okay, so this middle Aslan drops from this second stun grenade. You guys get over, and you see that the 5 hunters, they weren't wearing their compressor masks like they should have. They had them they had them down around their necks. They had them, but they weren't wearing them. And so, and you know that. I mean, it's not impossible to breathe on Thebus without a compressor mask, but it's going to be quite uncomfortable. So these guys, it looks like what they were doing is they were grabbing it for a quick couple minutes of breath and then wearing it because they don't want to wear masks. The male Aslan, however, is smarter than that and was wearing a compressor mask. The fourth body is another Aslan that has been shot, and he is quite dead.
Oh shit.
It's a male.
It is a male.
Can we tell if it's our guy?
It does not match any of the holographs that you have seen of Ftahteas.
Gonna go ahead and bind the hunters up,
Okay.
and I got to go ahead and loot them, make sure they don't have anything of value.
So
Weapons.
they each have a dagger.
Got to take them.
And they each have a laser rifle with a scope. So the dagger does 1d plus 2 damage.
Right.
And the laser rifle with scope does 5d.
I'm more taking it so they can't be used against us than.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to add it to the ship's locker, or I'll throw it away or
More
whatever.
Like the ship's closet.
Yeah.
We're just in the closet. Yeah.
Random junkish stash. But anyway, I just want to make sure do they have any money on them?
Yeah, they probably do. They are probably fairly wealthy individuals.
I love wealthy people.
Yeah, between the 5 of them, they have 700 credit plaques on them. 700
credits. I'm going to go ahead and
in
take
hard
that.
currency. They're in plaques.
Oh, okay. Well, I will put that. I'm going to put that to give that to the captain. Yeah, here's 700 credits hard currency, Captain.
Thank you.
They have donated to our cause.
And Beth, if you'd like, you can make a medic plus. If you want to check out this dead Aslan, you can make a. So do you have science forensics or what science?
I got like life sciences. I don't think I have forensics.
That might actually be it. Let me, because I know we changed this. Or I changed this, and then now I have questions about what I changed because I'm a dick.
We'll have to tie up the Aslan too, just until we talk to him. But I think we'll probably end up making him help us find our guy.
Interesting. I would say that that definitely would fall under life sciences. So you can make a life sciences plus education check.
All right. Seven.
So this Aslan, and I mean that's enough because I mean there are some pretty obvious things in different kinds of wounds. So this Aslan was shot at least 3 times with a laser weapon, and that's what killed him. And you can tell that because A, the wound is cauterized, and B, the Awua leather has obvious burn marks where the laser has burned through the armor.
Maybe he got mistaken for a lion or something.
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, or maybe he was being a jerk and then he was fighting back.
I don't know. Yeah.
Doesn't sound like any hunter I know.
It's been my experience that the rich tend to take their hand from the pool of all the wealth more than their right. So therefore, it's okay to do bad things to them because it's for a righteous cause.
Just like stealing their money.
Right? Yeah, that's what makes stealing from them so much fun.
Right.
So you do. There is this. I mean, all of the hunters are unconscious, but one of them, this other male Aslan, has kind of opened up her abdomen.
Are you wanting to save the noble, or are we going to let it bleed out?
Well, I mean, you don't know that she's a noble, but
okay.
I guess it depends on how plausible it is for me to save her life.
Well, I mean, she's not really in risk of bleeding to death, but I mean,
But the blood will definitely be, the scent will be in the air.
that's true. That is a good point.
Yes.
Are we
Smear
smelling
it all over
feces
her.
from the intestines being ripped?
No,
Jeez.
no, no, no. It's
Okay,
plenty.
good. That's always a plus to not have that.
Well, if that happens, then you don't need bother because you don't need
Yeah,
bother to
it's
close her up
over.
because she'll just get really infected and die.
That's true. I don't know if I care like a ton. Okay.
All right. Well, then don't waste your time. I mean, because I plan on leaving them just kind of tied up here in the woods.
If
I
they're
mean,
just they're totally gonna get eaten by lions.
exactly. And when
I
they
don't
get
know
eaten
what else
by a
can be done
lion,
at this point.
yeah, when they get eaten by lions, it'll add to the mystique of the danger of the area for when we, this will help for advertising purposes.
So we're coming back to here to hunt.
I mean, there's definitely lions and shit around here.
I'm gonna bring a machete next time so I can make a trail.
With
Right?
some good foliage.
So what are you doing with your unconscious Aslan friend?
How
We
can we
want-
wake him up? Just smack him or something? What are we doing?
You could, if you want to, just go ahead and make a routine medic plus education check to wake him up.
Oh. I got 7.
Okay,
Wow.
so yeah, you are able to wake him up, and he kind of wakes to a start, and he lets out a hiss at you guys through his teeth, and lays his ears back, and then he sees the hunters all tied up, and he sees this other male Aslan, and he notices that you guys are, of course, in battle dress, and he says, "Who are you? Why have you come?" in like broken Galanglic.
Keith can speak Troc. Can anybody else?
So can Ting.
Oh, okay. So you can tell him who we are and why we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, I'll tell him. We are here because we wish to be, and we are looking. And I'll ask if he knows where this prince is.
So he
Second son.
So
Yeah,
Where's the
second son.
marvelous second son at?
Yeah, we're here to try to put together that freighter and find the second son and get him.
Are you
up and
telling
out
him
of
that Ftahteas hired you to find?
here. Yeah.
Okay. So he his ears go back to normal, and he knows that the hunters he tells you, he says, it's obvious that you're not here to hunt him or the lions, because nobody would know, your people wouldn't know that Ftahteas is Ftahteas' father. And he says if you come with him, he will take you to their makeshift camp.
Oh,
Cool.
sweet.
We're gonna leave the hunters there. We're gonna just tie them up against some foliage, and we will come back and retrieve our ropes later.
Yeah, he goes up to one of the hunters and with his dew claw just slices their neck. And
Okay, that's
They
fine.
must not have been nice people. That's what I'm gonna guess.
And he goes over and he grabs the dead body and of the male Aslan, puts it over his shoulder, and he kind of spits on the dead hunter, and he says something along the lines in Troc of that these people are barbarians.
I'll translate that for the people that don't have.
And he finds it completely barbaric that that there are hunting trips to this world to kill lesser creatures. rather than fighting something that is of equal intelligence and capability.
Oh.
Hmm.
Because it's
Pretty
completely
Okay.
dishonorable.
I thought he would eat raw meat and need some kind of food animal. Anyway,
well, if
should
yeah,
we
I
ask
mean,
him if he
would,
needs assistance with his friend's body?
He says he kind of grunts. No, it is not for outsiders to deal with.
I don't know. I
Okay, fair
mean,
enough.
might not be as an outsider as you might think. Well, if you want, we can honor your friend to a duel of first blood after we drink tonight.
That is
I
not.
will I will take you on.
He he, he kind of laughs and he says he says, "Come with me. We shall go to the camp. You shall be the guests of Ftahteas tonight."
That sounds amazingly fun.
So
But yeah, but I just want you to know that if we ever enter the ring, anybody, I am the baddest one around. Just want you to know.
I ain't getting out of
I
my battle
yeah.
dress with this cat around.
right.
Oh no, I would get out of my battle dress. I mean, I would fight him with me and my augmentations, versus him and his doesn't. I mean, yeah, he's got what, a 1d6 plus 1 or 2, and I could easily produce 4d6. It's simple math. My first blood really hurts.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm
So
cheating, of course, but you know,
he leads you back to the camp, and it takes probably the better part of 2.5 hours of trudging through this
Hmm.
undergrowth, this thick undergrowth, and you get to this.
So we went 2 miles.
Right, yeah, exactly. You get to this area that the ground is mostly taken up with these thick tree roots, and there is a makeshift camp of just some uh, survival lean-tos that are set up, and like there's a sheet of metal that looks like it was probably taken from the inside of the trader and is set up as like a small makeshift shed is probably the best name for it. And sitting on a large stump that has been carved into a makeshift type throne is this Aslan male. And there are a number of female Aslan around the camp as well. There are 2 other female Aslan and 3 other males. And this male comes in, and as soon as he comes in with the body of this other male over his shoulder, he comes into camp and he kind of carefully drops the male down, and 2 of the female Aslan come over to tend to the body and look him over. The male that's sitting on the makeshift throne stands up and is immediately pissed off. And the male Aslan goes up to him and kind of puts a hand on his chest and tells him to be calm. These are not the ones who committed the atrocity. He says, believe it or not, these humans aided me in taking down the hunters that shot him. And so Ftahteas again kind of stands up and in Trock asks, he says, "Who are you? Why have you come? Why are you seeking us?" And again, the male Aslan kind of whispers to him, and he says, "That's impossible. My father wouldn't send anyone after me."
he does. He cares, and he wishes that you would succeed in life, and so he's gone to great lengths and measures to let us come help you and get you unstranded. We've got our engineers currently at your ship assessing your damage and beginning the repairs so we can get you up and at them and on your way.
Mhm.
You see that Ftahteas and most of the Aslan, they also have their masks around their neck, and they're only grabbing them every so often to get a couple of breaths. Beth, you can make a recon plus intellect check.
I moved it.
I wonder if these guys are better in this atmosphere than we are.
Got 11.
Well, Beth, you look around and you notice all of these Aslan are coughing. They look like they're a little bit weak.
Mm.
And a quick glance at one of the females that is bent over, tending to the body. You note that the filter on her compressor mask has expired some time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can radio in to have somebody bring us supplies that would replenish that, can't we?
So you notice that the filter supply, the digital readout on the back of her filter mask is basically reading nil. And as you notice this, Ftahteas continues with his oration, and he says, "Leave, go back. Why would I go back? I have accomplished everything that I came set out to do. I have land. Here, I am a pride leader." And he starts to cough. He's kind of doubled
Okay.
over coughing.
I'll point out the mask thing. I guess Ting will have to communicate it for me.
Yeah, I'll definitely translate the captain. You're going to slowly die here because you don't have the ability to breathe. We can get you up and running, and we can direct you to a much better spot of land that'd be healthy for you. You can thrive. Your father would be proud. You do honor to your clan and your tribe, and you'll go on for generations.
That's actually pretty good. Go ahead and make a persuasion. You can make a persuasion plus social check.
All right.
And you get to make that with a boon.
Ting likes that.
Yeah, I do. I like doing social.
He rolled a 4 and 2 threes.
Yeah, well, 7 plus 4 is still 11. So 11.
Yeah, that's 11. So he thinks about it for a moment, and he calls one of the female Aslan over from the body, and he says, "Allow me to confer with my purser." And she talks with him. The other female Aslan, she has now noted that this other male was killed by laser burns, and she looks up and very calmly she looks to you guys, and she says in almost perfect Galenglik, she says, "How is it that these people come to this world to kill innocent animals?" She says they don't even eat the meat. She says we've seen a number of hunters that actually go and they will kill one of these lions, as you call them, skin it, and leave the carcass.
It is very wasteful and disrespectful, but a lot of these people also are xenophobic and powerful. And if you establish yourself here, they're going to come from the air and drop very explosive things on you.
She says she kind of nods at that. I mean, she can't really. This female seems like she's pretty smart. She can't really argue with that because they were already shot down.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah,
They sure do suck. Yeah.
yeah. You're probably not wrong. So Ftahteas, after he confers with his purser, he you see the purser go over to one of the survival tents, and she rummages around, and she comes out with just what looks like an awua leather bag, and she opens it and she pulls out a handful of what they're like silver credit plaques, but they are not imperial. And she shows it to Ftahteas, and Ftahteas turns and he pulls out a stack of them, and he looks at her and he says, "This many?" And she reaches over and she takes one back and she says, "No, that many." And he goes, "Okay." And he turns to you guys, or he turns to Ting, and he goes over and he puts these into your hand. And there is a good there's a good 500 credits worth of platinum Aslan credits in your hand.
I will hand that to Captain,
And he
who
says,
manages all of our money, and I will. This is an excellent down payment. Please get your stuff together and prepare to evacuate.
he says, "No, that was for the supplies you were going to bring us. This is my land."
You know, I have a feeling that his dad might be like
And
really proud.
And he tells Ting, he says, "It would be dishonorable for me to accept your supplies. I don't need your gifts." And he coughs and a racking cough, and the female kind of reaches over and pats him on the back, and he says, "No, it would be dishonorable for me to accept your gifts. I do not need such things, but I do wish to have them, and so I will pay for them. My honor will not allow any other way."
Well, I'll call for the Dragonfly to bring us and drop us in some supplies that at least get their breathers going.
Are those like a complicated thing to manufacture? You gotta be, right?
I mean, I think they're just basic filters, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
so a compressor mass, basically, you're talking about a filter situation. Because the compressor is just taking in ambient air, filtering it, and then kind of filling up its own chamber with filtered air that it then feeds through the mask. So yeah, it's more of an issue with the actual filter than anything else.
So they might be able to figure out how to make them at some point.
It basically takes a thin atmosphere and makes it usable.
is there a clearing here big enough for the Dragonfly to land in?
No.
No. Well, all right.
Can the Dragonfly shoot enough rounds to make a clearing?
that is a really good question.
I mean, you know what we did in Vietnam to make a clearing?
Well, I mean, yeah,
We
I hear you.
just had a helicopter lower itself down to the ground and have the blades cut the trees away.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But this doesn't have rotating blades. It's
No, but it has a big autocannon. The autocannon ought to make a nice little hole.
So it says,
If nothing else, it can make enough of a hole to drop something down.
It has a light autocannon with auto 3. So then my next question is weapon. Let's see here. Gunport, modular mount. Fusion gun. No. Oh.
I mean, we could just have them drop it down.
A light autocannon does 6d vehicle damage. It's a 25 millimeter caliber, designed to destroy light vehicles and masked infantry. So that's times 10 damage with auto 3. So
probably,
yeah, I would think that it can probably make a clearing if you want it to.
Then yeah,
We should
cool.
at least make something we can drop a hole we can drop these supplies down.
Yeah, so at least we don't have to walk back. Because I mean, I have a feeling we might have to kidnap this dude to make our mission work.
I think his dad might be happy though. Like if we just take his coordinates and say he's safe, he's here, he's got land, doesn't want to move. He might be happy with that. If we can get the ship back and not him, we'll still get paid.
At least we know where he is and he's alive. We can report that. Do we have radio contact with something that can contact this?
The dad? I don't know.
Yeah, Cyrus.
Yeah, I would think that you would have some way of getting in contact with him. So
But
I think we ought to let the dad know his son's alive at
Yeah,
least.
for sure. That's big news for him.
we can get that ship repaired and get it over here to him at least in working order, and then he's on his own like he wants to be. You know,
That would be
or we
nice.
could or he could take the ship and sell it. Say fuck that dude.
Ting makes a good pirate.
Yeah,
I'm a
Yeah.
pirate.
I like to sell ships.
so the dragonfly comes in a
Yo
good.
ho ho with a bottle of scotch. Ooh.
So the dragonfly comes in and a good you know 60 meters from your camp, it lays down 200 points of damage to the foliage and it cuts down an area so that it can land and sets itself down. And um a marine comes out and he's got, or a couple of marines come out and they're bringing a crate of survival equipment with them. And the
It'd be nice, axes, picks, shovels.
yeah, I mean they
They
brought
need to
more.
bury this dead guy.
They, rather than root through everything, they just brought some of the spares that basically said survival on their crates. And so there are survival tents. There's machetes and shovels and flares and first aid kits and portable or filters for the compressor mass and things of that nature. And
MREs.
MREs, yeah,
Do Aslan eat human MREs?
probably not. So the one thing that you guys don't have in your survival gear, everybody can roll a just roll a straight intelligence check, 2D plus your intelligence. And Beth and Keith, you can make that. You can make that with a boon.
11.
Oh, how'd I get a 9?
Nice.
One thing I roll with a 0 and I get a 0 DM and I get a 9. And I
He's
do.
got 5 and Beth's at 12.
So Beth, Gregor, and Ting, you all realize the one thing that you do not have. So Aslan, physiology, their biology, there is something about the enzymes in wildlife on their homeworld of Kusyu that they can digest. Elsewhere, they cannot. And so, yeah, sure, these Aslan can go out and, of course, they're excellent hunters. They could catch one of these lions and cook it for dinner if they wanted to, or the plethora of other wildlife that's available. But if they eat it, they are going to get very sick when they run out of these pills. And so every day, Aslan will take one of these enzyme pills that will allow them to digest food on other worlds.
They need a steady supply of that.
Yeah, when they run out, they're fucked. I mean, they're gonna all have. Have you ever had a cat that had diarrhea? That's what they're gonna have, and they're gonna be coughing up hairballs.
Well, I mean, why would they insist on going through that when, I mean, we can really help them relocate?
Well, and this female, she goes over and she looks through the supplies, and Ftahteas is he looks through the supplies, and he says, "Oh, this is too much. This is way more than I paid you. I don't think that." He says, "Not that I can't in the future, but I can't afford that much now. You've given me too much for what I have paid you."
How about you go
Um,
talk to your dad? We accept a ride to go talk to your dad.
Yeah, the female looks through and she says she kind of, um, I mean, in a rather submissive way, she implores him that that they are low on their bio tablets, and that obviously humans, their survival supplies don't have these. And she says perhaps we should go talk to your father so that we can set up. We can try this again. We can always come back if this is where you want your land. We can always come back, and we could bring Awua with us. And we now that the humans have created a field, we could graze the Awua there, and we could raise them as livestock. We don't have to worry about running out of the biotabs. She says, please consider talking to your father.
let's
Yeah.
see. Is she convincing? Does she have to roll persuade?
Shit, not really. But with
I mean, the next step is just to take him, and go, look, dude, come on, you're going to see your dad, and you can complain to him about us making you
I'll throw
go.
another stun grenade down, start pull
I
out my
mean, yeah.
stunner.
No, the next step is to tell his dad, and then I bet his dad will come down here.
so
If you're like he's here and he refuses to come up, but here's his coordinates. I bet he'll
Well,
just
it's to
show up.
save face. He's worried, he's really supposed to let this kid die if he can't make it.
That's true.
more or less, yeah, it does become a um. I mean, on the hardcore end of it, yeah, it is a might makes right and survival of the fittest kind of situation. But that in practice, that I mean, what you have learned over the years, the group has traveled with an Aslan for a while, that is very rarely the case. I mean, most of these guys, most of these second sons go out and they're given a ship and hundreds of thousands of credits worth of supplies and whatnot to go out and start their own colony. And so, and really for the Aslan Herate, they don't. It's not like they have a scout service like the Imperium does. The iHatei, the second sons, is their scout service. And for the most part, that is how the Herate expands. Because the Hati go out, they set up, they hopefully take over a world, and then that they start a new clan, and that is then brought into the Herate. So, it's not really as cut and dried as that. But yeah, there are all these old Aslan tales of, you know, you have to go out and do this. If you fail, then you're dead and you don't matter. And that of course is the tale that is told, but that is not really how it happens in the modern age. And so she implores him, and he begrudgingly agrees. She says, because it's like she said, we can come back here if this is the land that you want. And he kind of looks around and he says, it is not about what I want. This is what we were able to take. And, she kind of, okay, well, then we can still come back here. And so he turns and he says, I will go with you. We will go with you to see my father.
Wonderful.
The Marines also let you know that the two engineers that are working on the ship, they can patch the hull. It would take a couple of probably about a week and a half of work um, you know, trying to get the engine, the maneuver drive repaired, and they're going to need spare parts. Um, a, it might be a simpler matter to mark the location and let the Aslan deal with it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
We can write down the coordinates and say ship's here. Here's all the ship that needs.
sounds cool to me. We got his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all piling back into the Dragonfly. Is that
Yep.
the plan?
Everybody get in the damn Dragonfly. We'll shuttle people as much as we have to
Okay.
Yep.
get it. I mean, we'll just move everybody into the Osiris and, tell them to shut the fuck up. We'll maybe set aside an area in the cargo hold for them to have their little shrine or whatever. Maybe transfer it.
So this is Ftahteas, the son.
Fasucius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
He
particularly.
I don't think he's a
Space
very good.
but
It
he's
looks
one
very
of
good for an Aslan.
Yeah, it looks a little thin. I don't know. I've not been overly impressed with some of their artwork for Aslan in second edition. I think that they could do a lot better. But
They're prejudiced
yeah,
against cat people. They're
yeah.
dog
Well,
people. They
like
like dogs.
the females look way too much like Tabaxi. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I guess, but the males just generally look like they're emaciated, like they need to eat better. I don't know. They're just
And this one looks really unhappy.
yeah, no, he's grumpy.
Yeah. How much? I mean, am I able to gain the trust of this engineer or this female that maybe I can get an idea on how much money they have?
So,
You're going to steal from them?
I didn't say that. We haven't gotten to that.
we already know that's what you're thinking.
so
No,
they
but I mean,
You're a
I do want to know how
pirate.
much money they're bringing on.
so they're packing up their stuff. The only things that they take out of your supply bin that you brought were replacement filters, so they're all able to wear their masks again. And after about an hour, you immediately see that they're breathing better. They're not doubling over coughing. It is going to take. Beth would be able to tell that they've been breathing the thin atmosphere for a while, and so they are. It's going to probably take a good 2 weeks for them to get back to a normal breathing function. But at least with the compressor mask, at least now they're breathing decent air. The Aslan female thing, you can make a persuasion plus social check.
10.
So yeah, you learn that they don't have much. So in your conversation with her, as they're packing up what little equipment they were able to salvage, it takes them probably about an hour to break camp. And in this hour, your conversation with her is that essentially they started out with more, but Thebus wasn't their first choice, and so they had to pay docking fees at other high ports before coming here, and of course they had to pay for fuel. There was a rather, she says, a rather harrowing wilderness refueling that didn't go so well, and the ship took some damage from that.
Have you been doing regular maintenance on your ship?
She says, yes. She says, I try to keep up on the regular maintenance, but that was a really rough refueling. The pilot didn't. She kind of looks around, and she says, I don't wish to speak ill of the dead, but
I understand.
he had, and she looks down at the body that is on the ground, and she says he had some difficulty in his wilderness refueling, which caused some damage.
Looks like y'all really need some work. What y'all need? Y'all need a purpose. But just to sit out here in the middle of this and just hang out in the suck.
She says,
mean-
we wish to be out here. This is our purpose, is to find land, and then we can live and start our lives. And she says, my purpose is to raise young.
Wow. Well, good luck with that. I'm glad y'all are coming along.
You want to help? Ting wants to help.
No,
No.
that would be Bocephus.
Yeah, this is a different character. He's just strictly human now. Maybe, some real close humans. A Neanderthal is okay. I mean, be
Close
okay
enough.
with that. Yeah.
Gotta like him, Harry. So
Yeah. Well,
How about a Vargas?
you can stroke their hair no matter where you rub.
that's true. So the camp is broken down. They load up into the Dragonflyer, and you guys light off back over to the Osiris. The hunters in this amount. It is now after dark. The hunters by this time have they had to abandon one of their air raft. It was banged up anyways, and it was
Yeah, some lion had leaped on it.
yeah, they scavenged some parts from it, and they got the other one working from the sabotage, and they have headed back to the downport. So there's just this abandoned, partially dismantled air raft laying there, and you guys get back, and like I said, it's well after dark, probably 10, 11 o'clock at night. I'm not sure how many hours the day is on Thebus, but I mean, I can imagine. So you're clear night. Instead of seeing a moon, you guys, your night sky is one half of it is dominated by a large gas giant and its ring system. And so, because Thebus is a moon, and so you guys load up, and it probably takes another good hour to get everything loaded up into the Osiris and to load the Dragonflyer up into the Osiris and get everything secured. So are you? You're wanting to go back to the high port where dear old Dad is, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so Beth, go ahead and do you want to radio high port that you're coming in now, or waiting till you're in the air?
Is there an advantage to either approach?
No.
Okay, I'll wait. Make sure I can take off and run it.
Don't take off and crash. There'll be two
Yeah, I don't want
crash
to be like,
ships.
hey, I'm coming up, and then just fuck it
Yeah.
up totally.
It's a
so.
routine check to take off.
It's piloting, right?
The 6+. Yeah, it's your piloting plus your dex.
Gee,
Okay,
I could
so-
get 6 with snake
That's
eyes.
10, yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, so Beth takes off. Who's radioing the port?
I guess that'll be me with
Yep.
my. I got 2 for comms and 1 for intelligence.
Yeah, so you are able to radio into the port, and they clear you for landing. It takes them a minute because because you're coming from the planet, they immediately have to go back and check your ship registry, make sure that you docked at the high port first. Otherwise, you're not allowed to dock, and so it takes them a minute. They clear you and give you a berth at the high port. They will charge you. Holy shit! So evidently the mega freighter has undocked. They're going to charge you 1,200 credits for docking, but they'll include refueling with that.
Yes, that's what it is.
Take what
Yeah,
you can
I'll
get
take
when
that.
you can get it.
So remember, during what they call party season, when one of these big mega freighters goes into dock, everything gets discounted because they make their money off of sheer volume.
And the mega freighter, it's leaving.
It has as you are coming up, as you break atmosphere, you can see this 30,000 plus ton mega freighter is slowly moving away from the high port.
Man, we could really use one of those.
We have too many people on board to take this ship. We got to drop them off first. It's
Well,
only got
I
a
mean-
half a
Oh,
G
no, we don't have-
acceleration.
Yeah, I mean, a Galoof mega freighter. There's no way that you guys would have enough people to crew
No,
that.
we don't have the resources probably to take its escort out. I mean,
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
a dream. It's fun to have.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to have goals, but so
My
guys-
goal is a 75,000 ton cruiser.
right. Yeah, well, there's
Oh,
one of those
cool.
out there too. So Beth, go ahead and make one more piloting plus dex check. Routine.
Okay. 8.
Nice. So yeah, you are able to dock, and meeting you at your berth is Ftahteas, and he comes up, and I mean it is it's more emotional for Aslan than you might think. He claps his son on the shoulders and tells him he is glad that he is well and that he was found. And he as soon as you guys come out of off of the ship, he thanks you, and he pays each of you 200,000 credits because you have you brought his son back alive and unharmed. You have brought back well, you've at least supplied him with the location of the freighter, and that's perfectly fine. He can retrieve that.
That is
Well,
wonderful.
I'm pleased. That's
Yeah.
the most rewarding part of this job.
Yeah, it's getting paid.
Yes, getting paid. That's the best part. And so then, of course, also, he does tell you he reminds you of the trade credit that you guys are given. The trade credit, which isn't that big of a deal. It's 5% discount up to 10,000 credits total. Meaning like 20,000 credits, you get a 5% discount. That's 1,000 credits. That 1,000 credits off, now you would have 9,000 credits of discount left. When he reaches 10,000, then his trade credit is expended. That's good only in Aslan ports. So, I mean, not that you haven't been to Aslan ports. It's not something you regularly do, but that could come in handy for you in the future.
Sure.
And so,
And what's it cost to resupply our survival equipment?
Probably 2,000 credits. Well, all they took were the filter mass, so I mean, 500 credits is going to resupply the filter mass.
Yeah.
And really, that's not just the filter mass. That's like entirely brand new filter mass. So
I think we should actually put
Well, good.
a small supply of these inside tablets in our
the biotabs.
the
Well, you used to
biotabs.
have them because back when Rexar was traveling with you, he always had them.
Yeah. Was there any response to my ad?
So there has not. Well, yes, but not the kind of response that you were looking for. So the response to the ad is that all of the other hunting expeditions have basically come out with mudslinging ads, stating that you guys are new, you don't even know the planet, you don't know what you're doing, and to go with their service rather than go with an untried service.
I will show the video of their service and how they totally left their guys just in the fuck. You know, we're like, yeah, this is some live action we took of these guys. You know, they talk a big game, but they just leave their people out there. You know, and then maybe a little picture of their broken down air raft with their shoddy materials and terrible transport. Why
We've got to
we
go
can
back and get our
leave.
ropes.
I think we lost this one. We're not gonna have enough time to make
Yeah,
any
well, I was
difference.
gonna kidnap motherfucker anyway. I mean, it was just they were gonna get on the ship and then get stuck in the prison. It's kind of how that was gonna work out, probably. But
So before you part ways, and I mean, you still have some time, of course, on the station doing whatever you want to do. There's plenty of bars and casinos on Thebus Highport, but
Is there a tailor?
I'm sure there probably is. Yeah, there is a small like fashion district in the concourse.
Yeah, I want an Aslan. I want a captain's uniform for Sandalian officer.
But yeah, they probably.
And is there a weaponsmith?
No.
Oh darn! I want a rapier. I want a fake imperial sir rapier.
Let me double check. That might be something that can be done. Let's see.
That way I can wear my uniform with the proper sir sword. Of course,
is
I
there
just put
a
it.
Yeah,
I'll
you
just
yeah you could if there would be a Excalibur knife shop like they used to have at the malls. There's one of
yeah.
those. Yeah, basically bladed weapons and stunners are the only things allowed on the station.
I guess if we're waiting on the ship to come in, we could take the Osiris out and let our Harriers get some dock and refuel playtime.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We
You
can
Yeah.
give it.
like swap them out. You guys go out and search.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if that's what Captain Beth thinks, I mean, but I mean, I know that if
There's
we keep,
nothing else to do here, right?
yeah,
So sure. I'll
and,
still
and
there's
we're
something to do.
Can
yeah,
I
we're
get
kind
a
of
bottle
waiting
of
on this.
scotch?
Yeah, we're kind of waiting on this ship to come through so we can jack it. So I mean,
So before parting ways, Fatakwa pulls Captain Beth over aside, and he pulls out a Aslan mobile comm and a brings up an Imperial Wanted poster
For
of
me?
Beth, and he
Hmm.
kind of flips through and he shows all of you guys, and he says, uh, he says, "This is you. I take it."
Yeah.
He says, you are not as bad as what these claim you to be." He says, "But it should be noted, and perhaps you were unaware, that the bounty for your group has been lowered significantly."
Ooh.
oh,
I was not aware. Thank you for telling me,
He says,
Tasha.
"So I'm not sure what kind of friends you have in high places, but you're evidently not as wanted as you once were. But you are still on their radar. Just a heads up."
thanks for the information.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
that means we're hell. We could nuke another fucking Corvette. You know, and just
And there's one right here. We got 3 ships to go against it now.
Oh man.
yeah. But I mean, that's my suggestion on what we do is we let people catch a break while they can, and at least keep one Harrier out. You know, even if it's us on it,
He does.
just out
So
prepared to.
he does ask. He says, as a an aside, as a personal favor to me, do you know Do you have any information on who it was that shot my son's ship down?
You?
No,
Yeah,
we
that
have.
was that fucking redneck motherfuckers, man. That's with the
We
other
really
prince.
don't
The
know. All
green
we have
high.
is rumors. All we have is rumors.
Well, we
Yeah,
have
We
we
to
can
have
just
just
say
brag
rumors.
that.
it on TV, man.
That's true. He was on
That's
TV.
I mean,
Oh yeah, he was using Grihai as his last name, but he's not really, right?
yeah, they're on this.
He had a
Uh,
"Make Thebus Great Again" hat on, and
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I'll tell him what I know. It's fair.
is a
They can
big
work
red
it out
magna
however they're
great make.
gonna.
But yeah, probably want to tell them about the Dawn Seeker and how they perform genocide.
do you want to tell him about that? Because the tone in Ftahteas' voice is that if you point him in the direction of the Grihai movement, something bad is probably going to happen to the Grihai movement on Thebus.
But the Greenhide movement bragged about doing this on television. So like he's gonna find
Well, they
out. I can
didn't. Well,
even
they didn't brag about it on Paul. They haven't bragged about killing Aslan. They've denied that they had anything to do with that. But they bragged about shooting his son's ship down. Like, I mean,
yeah, I mean, okay, I wanna tell him that
The
people
local, well, we probably say the local chapter of this society is claiming to have shot your son's ship down.
yeah, but I do know for a fact that like the main branch of it doesn't want anything to do with this kind of shit. So yeah, I don't know if anything, I don't know if they would retaliate or care if you got into a conflict with the people on this planet who did this, because I don't think they want to endorse that type of behavior anyway. So
We could tell them that the Empress, what's her face, Lady Hill or whatever.
it's your fault.
yeah,
Yeah,
tell them it's her fault.
Well, yeah, we say, well, man, we're tracking down this Dawn Seeker that we think that Lady Watersave hired to perform genocide on the Aslan, moving into the Dust Belt.
She says interesting, or he says interesting. Lady
We're,
Hill, the one claiming to be the new Empress of Sindal.
yes,
He
yes,
kind of
and
waves it off. He says she is ridiculous.
it's
Okay, at least
ironic.
everybody knows. That's
Yeah,
good.
He
yeah,
says, I heard she is without honor. She is hired mercenaries from the glorious empire.
yeah.
That is
That's
true.
about right. Yeah, but what happens if those mercenaries find out that she dabbles in anti-Aslan genocide?
He says, he says that probably doesn't matter either because the glorious empire is without honor.
Well, that really
I mean,
sucks to be them.
the Herates whole thing is that pretty much the glorious empire. I mean, in this case, a little bit of genocide is okay. They're ready to wipe out. The glorious empire is really one Aslan clan, and they have been
The worst
they
one.
have shit all over the Herate and their history, and so the Herate just wants to basically kill them all to the last man and wipe them out entirely.
Well,
So so he takes that information and he nods thoughtfully, but you can see the wheels are turning. He's going, something bad's going to happen to those guys on Thebus.
well, welcome.
So you're radioing in and telling, or you're radioing the other two Harriers that you're giving them permission to dock and have some rec time, and you're taking their place.
Yep, that's the plan.
So you guys get out, and you're probably about 6 hours out. You're basically just hanging in orbit, waiting, at the likely location of where the principal profiteer will show up. You get a radio. You get a comm call from Ftahteas. And he tells you, he says, you had mentioned that you were seeking a ship named the Dawn Seeker.
Yes.
That's right.
He says, I have purchased some information that would not normally be available to you, but it is a trade flight plan. So trade flight plans, public flight plans, are available to everybody. But if a ship has come into port and they have purchased materials for trade, then their flight plan at that point becomes classified information available only to port authority personnel. He has greased some palms with some money, and he has purchased that information. And he tells you that the last known flight plan for the Dawn Seeker was to number 1. And to show you that,
We need to go to number 1. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that
probably.
means more to us than stopping arms go to some fucking Aslan settlement, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Where's number 1?
it is 1 parsec rimward, or 1 parsec trailing. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. God.
That
We
was
really-
nice of him.
Yeah. And it
Most
being real
people-
close.
Do we know how old this information is?
He says that this flight plan was filed over 2 weeks ago. So but he says the likelihood is that whatever they did on number 1 may lead you in their direction from there.
They clearly aren't here anymore. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good information. Thank you.
So we will pick this up next week with you dealing with the principal profiteer, because that is going to happen. And so, yeah, we'll pick this up next week. I am going to go ahead and, because you guys dealt with this so well, everybody gets 1 XP point.
cool.
Thank you.
That's an item.
Yeah, what am I going to put it in?
We're gonna get more
I'm-
streetwise.
I'm gonna put it in leadership. So I'm now at leadership 1.
Nice.
And I'll have to check.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a week to figure that out.
Yeah.
I will write on 7. So figure out where you want to allocate them. Cool.
All right. Well, I will
Did
see
I
you guys-
recharge any luck points?
Yes, you will. You can recharge a luck point as well.
Okay, cool.
All right. So we will pick this up next week, Wednesday night at 7 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Have a good night, guys. I will see you next week.
Bye.